Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Going to do a wee quick preview of the Celtic against Motherwell match tomorrow, which will be live on Sky Sports at 12 noon. An away game at Motherwell, and obviously a very, very vital game for Celtic to get themselves back fully into the race to the double to end Joe Hart's career at Celtic, and obviously to help us qualify straight into the Champions League for next season, and to further bolster our trophy cabinet and widen the gap between us and our biggest rivals. Before we crack on with the video, just a wee quick reminder to all those who are new to the channel, who've enjoyed this video, please do consider clicking that like and subscribe button. For all those already subscribed, please do feel to click the like button. It does help with all the analytics. And for all those viewing the video, please do remember that there is a comment section, and it is always great to see pleasant, polite, informative, creative, instructive opinions on the video and also on general Celtic issues. So Celtic go into the game tomorrow against Motherwell. We are currently 2 points behind. Our biggest rivals have what could be a very tricky fixture against Hearts later today. So we could be going into the match tomorrow 5 points behind, 3 points behind, or still just 2 points behind, with the goal difference also shortened in favour of us. And so, either way, I think it's a massively important game for Celtic to win. Remembering the last time we played them at Motherwell, we won 2-1 with an added time dramatic goal from Matt O'Riley, having scored a late goal by Libis Palma. That was then equalised by Motherwell as time ran out, but happily, unlike the next game against Motherwell, we managed to get the ball up the other end, and Matt O'Riley put away a back post chance. The most recent time we played Motherwell, of course, was a rather awful 1-1 draw at Celtic Park. A game where Celtic were fully in control of the game, didn't put the match away, which has been obviously a very recurring theme all season, and we managed to concede a stoppage time goal. Really poorly organised defence, some terrible marking, some massive mismatches of our weaker players against some of their bigger players. Joe Hart didn't take control of his 6-yard box. The defenders didn't take control of the 6-yard box to get the ball cleared, and the ball trickled in and scrambled in at the back post, and Celtic were unable to get a winner in the few minutes of added time still left. This was also a game where, as time was dying, Motherwell threw on a couple of big, tall strikers, and Brendan Rodgers did nothing to combat that. And so, at the next dead ball situation, Celtic were mismatched in terms of Motherwell's big 6-foot-plus players, and that we didn't have enough tall defenders to mark them. And so, not surprisingly, we conceded a goal. However, that's not going to happen again on tomorrow and Sunday. Celtic are going to be well organised, and my prediction is a nice, comfortable 3-0 victory. My prediction is Celtic are going to make 3 changes and go back to a formula which worked well in spells in October, November, December, and it, in essence, is putting a lot of responsibility on our key experienced star players, and it's also with the expectation that a couple of our players who've had a wee bit of a quiet off form spell are going to get back to the good form that they had in the last few months of 2023. We should remember that we are in the last 10 games, 8 wins and 2 draws. However, the 2 draws have cost us our nice, comfortable lead at the top of the Scottish Premiership. So my prediction for the game against Motherwell tomorrow will be in goal, Joe Hart, obviously. And I'm fully convinced that he's going to have a very strong end to the season and a very strong end to his professional career. Alistair Johnston is fully fit and back in the squad, and so he starts at right back for me. Some of the defence, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Liam Scales, although I personally would love to see Gustav Lagerbielke and CCV, as I think that maximises our ability tackling on the ground, intercepting the ball, and gives us a bit more aerial control with Gustav Lagerbielke's height. Also does allow us our best player, CCV, as a defender, but also who is also the best at distributing the ball from defence. And Gustav Lagerbielke, when he was in Sweden, had an excellent reputation for distributing the ball out wide and long balls over the top. It appears at Celtic he's been told to put that talent in his locker by Brendan Rodgers, and I think that's also pretty much a recurring theme that a lot of players are not getting to use all their skills. They're being played out of position or in a set of tactics that don't really suit them very well. At left back, Greg Taylor, obviously, and I really, really hope this time Greg Taylor gets to play the full 90 minutes, as bringing on Burnaby late in the game against Kilmarnock cost us that goal because his defending at the back post was absolutely abysmal, letting Watson free at the back post ahead of the ball past Joe Hart. I'm suggesting in the number 6 role, the sort of defensive midfield role, should be Tomoki Iwata. That worked well for a few games early in the season until Iwata got himself injured yet again. That allows Callum McGregor and Matt O'Riley to be pushed further forward, much more into an area where McGregor can control the game and be an attacking threat. Also allows McGregor's good passing skills to maybe create a bit of space for Kyogo to run onto or get the ball out to Maeda and Palmer to break into the box, and also allows McGregor and Palmer to serve Matt O'Riley breaking into the box as well. So I think that does make Celtic a much more attacking team and does allow us to have more players able to break open defensive low block style of defence. Out wide, Dyson, Maeda and Lewis Palmer. Hopefully Lewis Palmer is going to get back to the form that he had from August through to late in 2023, where he was number 3 for goals and number 2 for assists in Celtic team. He has been kind of off the ball this year since the return from the winter break, but hopefully clear the air and team talks amongst the squad on Monday and Tuesday will have restored the confidence of players like Lewis Palmer, Paolo Bernardo, etc., who've been, I think, a wee bit off colour and off form the last few weeks. And up front Kyogo for Furuhashi, playing on the last shoulder, where he is at his absolute best. And then it's down to players such as Maeda, Palmer, O'Riley, McGregor, Iwata, and the 2 fullbacks pushing forwards to create space for Kyogo to run onto and get back to his good scoring form. That does allow us having players such as Ida, Paolo Bernardo, Thiago Holm, Kuhn and Yang on the bench potentially. But I think also we need to have a couple of defensive substitutions available on the bench, with the possibility that in the last 5-10 minutes we're able to throw on an extra defender or two and shore up the defence and stop any Motherwell comeback, as has been in the case the last 2 times we've played them. So, as I said, game tomorrow, 12 noon live on Sky. I'm not going for a 3-0 win. Just one wee other interesting story, at least it's an interesting story for me, was Peter Lawwell was doing the 6th monthly report of our finances. This is a report going to the London Stock Exchange, and so it has to abide by quite a lot of the financial laws that govern the stock exchange and the sharing of information, etc. Now, a couple of interesting things for me. He was saying that he and the board and the recruitment team and the manager and the players all were very frustrated that they couldn't get the quality of players in during the transfer window. He said, which is something I've said myself, that in the winter transfer window, teams very often don't want to sell their best players. We didn't want to sell Matt O'Riley, so despite the fact we got given a 20 million plus offer from Atletico Madrid, we said no to that. We rebuffed offers for players such as Carter Vickers and Abada. We turned away any interest in Kyogo, Maeda and Hitati. We turned away interest in Rocco Vata. And so we said no to lots and lots of transfers and loans in that transfer window. And so if we say no to other teams, it's fully expected that other teams are going to say no to us, especially because it would appear that Rodgers and the recruitment team were looking primarily at players playing for clubs who are in the middle of title runs or runs toward European qualification or similar, rather than trying to exploit the nations whose leagues are shut down for the winter, such as America, Japan, Sweden, and several others. So I think we take him at his word, personally, because again, this is part of a financial report going to the stock exchange, and so false information isn't permitted in those sorts of things. Otherwise, it makes Celtic liable to court prosecutions and financial penalties, etc. The other thing which I also had mentioned that the board should be acknowledged for was that there was an extra £23.9 million committed to players' wages. This allowed Celtic to extend the contracts of Kyogo and Dyson Maeda last summer, and then shortly after that, extensions and increases in wages for Carter Vickers, Hitati, Leela Bada, Matt O'Riley, Tony Ralston. So we committed 23.9 million extra in wages to cover those 7 players' extended and augmented contracts. This obviously does give Celtic quite a lot more control over those players' futures, does allow us to turn down offers, does allow us to give those players a degree of financial stability and incentive and reward for their good performances, winning 5 out of the last 6 Scottish trophies last season and the season before under Ange. Celtic would appear to have £67 million or so in the bank. However, some of that is earmarked already for the Battlefield training centre, which is being started off at the moment. That will allow Celtic all-weather facilities, will allow better facilities and training for the youth team under the B team and the women's team, as well as all-weather training facilities for the full men's side. And also there are money earmarked for completion of some improvements at Lennoxtown and also improvements to the Celtic Park Stadium as well. So not all that money is available for players. However, Lawwell did appear to be suggesting that a sizable amount of money is available for players, just that other teams said no to our offers and inquiries in the winter transfer window. So that just about finishes things off for this morning's preview video. We'll be doing a post-match reaction video probably tomorrow afternoon, sometime after the game is finished. I've been able to digest some of the reporting and highlights, etc. And we'll get back to you around then. As I said at the start of the video, if you're new to the channel and enjoyed the video, do click that subscribe button. Have a wee look at all the other videos on the channel, the other features, such as the quiz question, the polls, and doing also from time to time little days in history relating to Celtic. As always, please do consider clicking that like button. It does help with YouTube analytics, and similarly, popping comments in the comment section also does make YouTube happy and gets these videos shown to more people because it implies people are interested in the topic and interested in the way that it's being presented. So do pop your comments in the comment section. It does help all around. And I'll reply quick as I can in the comment section as part of the debate and discussion on the channel, or we'll address it in future videos next week. So for today, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Good luck Celtic in thumping Motherwell tomorrow on Sky at 12 noon. And so goodbye and hail hail.